116-102. They win their fourth in a row, and they take the first against the Lakers. 4 Clippers in double figures tonight. 19 for Leonard, 21 for Zoo, 22 for Norman Powell, and 21 for James Harden. Meanwhile, the Lakers got 25 from LeBron to lead the way. Dalton Connect finished with 10 off the bench. 19 for Hachimura, 25, 16 and 10 from Anthony Davis. And the Clippers shoot 52% in a sold-out Intuit Dome. They win. Intuit Dome, the new home of the Clippers. And tonight, a great place to celebrate. Clippers are 15-2 in their last 17 home games. Well, for Carlin Menace, Joey Kimball, our statistician, Big Brother Jake Warner, our engineer, Adam Ausland, who will take you the rest of the way post-game, and the one and only Daniel West back in the studio. We're saying so long from Intuit Dome. Round 1 of the Battle of LA goes to the Clippers in decisive fashion. The game was never closer than 10 the entire second half. 116-102. The Clippers take down the Lakers at Intuit. We'll see you tomorrow night. Bulls in town as the Clips looking to make it 5 in a row when we return on your Clippers Audio Network. Sorry.
Yep. Sounds good, man. How we feeling, Clipper Nation? Feeling good? Good. Kaylee in Germany stayed up all night. It's 5 a.m. to watch this game. Get those Laker fans out of Intuit Dome. It's a nice victory, Clipper Nation. Not just because it's over the Lakers, but up by 26 in the second half. That's what you wanted to see. Kawhi looked great in the third. Looked great in the game. Zubac, Big Zoo, outplayed Anthony Davis. Where's Quentin and these guys that would tell me Zoo doesn't do anything against good players? You sure about that? Did this against AD, bodied Triple J and Zach Edey. I think Big Zoo has been playing well. Maybe the most underrated player in the league. Now you guys are really dunking on Laker fans here. I mean, it's always a good night when the Clippers win, the Lakers lose. It's even better when the Clippers are responsible for that Lakers loss, right? That's what we like to see. Doing so while Kawhi didn't play the last 18 minutes of the ballgame. Ralph saying so fun to text all my Laker fan friends on a night like this. Yeah, man will play tomorrow. New setting, same result as the Clippers dominate the Lakers at Intuit Dome, 116-102, even without Kawhi Leonard in the fourth quarter. As they improved to 7 games above 500 on the season, they are 24-17. Welcome into your post-game show. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, we got second half highlights, your post-game box score, and more. Let's get back to your radio voice of the Clippers, though, right now. In Carlo Jimenez. Carlo, we talked about it late in this ball game, but maybe considering the guy who was going up against the best game from Ivica Zubac so far this season, and that would be saying something.
Yeah, it would be. He's already got one 20-20 game this season, Adam. 21 points, 19 rebounds, 3 blocks, and a steal. I mean, 4 stocks tonight for Ivica Zubac, plus the 19 points and 19 rebounds. You want to talk about a complete performance, and like you mentioned, 37 minutes tonight from Anthony Davis. Pretty much any time Big Zoo was on the floor, so was AD. It was impressive by Ivica Zubac today, able to impose his will. I thought he did an excellent job at him on the offensive glass as well for this Clipper team. I mean, his ability to just take control of the game in the paint today was something that, I think we knew he could do. But against a guy like Anthony Davis, to have 8 offensive rebounds, it's unbelievable when you think about the growth he's made since he was in the yellow and purple jerseys. For Ivica Zubac, I think a Clipper fan favorite because of the way he's shown growth. But as the season goes on, a Clipper star.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no doubt about it.
Big reason why the Clippers were plus 13 in the shot attempts category tonight. Those offensive rebounds by Big Zoo creating extra possessions. And the Clippers won this ball game in really a myriad of ways where they dominated. The Lakers came into this one only turning the basketball over 13 times per game. That's been one of their strengths. Well, tonight, things flipped on their head. It was the Clippers with just 13 turnovers. The Lakers with 17. The Clippers turned that into 21 points, right at their season average when it comes to points off of turnovers. The Clippers were just more sound, more focused, a little bit more crisp out there.
Yeah. I felt like this is a Clipper team, Adam, that to start the first and second half had that focus that B-Shot was talking about with us pregame. I mean, they were able to come in, lock in, and really take over the start of both of those periods, which propelled them to this victory. And Joey Kimball passed us the note, Adam, but this game was never closer than 10 since the 3-minute mark, I believe, of that second quarter. The Clippers, while it got a little hairy there, 11 and multiple times in that game, never gave up the lead under than 10. Yeah, 3:10 to go in the second quarter was the last time the Clippers led by less than 10. So impressive for this Clipper team to be able to lock down. And then also just take advantage of a Laker defense that over the last now 11 games has been bottom five in the NBA. The Clippers shoot 53% today, 37% from the three-point line, and move the ball excellently. 27 assists on their 47 made field goals. It was fun to watch them impose their will. You had mentioned to us off air how you felt very comfortable coming to this game, and the Clippers looked very comfortable tonight.
As did Kawhi Leonard, 8 of his 19 points in the third quarter. And it just felt like, okay, we only got a couple more minutes with Kawhi.
Yeah.
Let's use him wisely right now. And he got to work making some tough shots out there, mid-range shots, a floater on the right baseline over a double team with AD coming his way. Kawhi Leonard, once again, looking very much like himself, 19 points on just 13 shots in 24 minutes.
Huge minutes for Kawhi. Felt like when he was out there, Adam, the Lakers really had no answer for how to guard this Clipper team on the defensive side. The Clips just got every open look on the outside. They were effective in all facets. And Kawhi Leonard, with 4 assists today, really found his teammates as well as putting an efficient 19 points on the board. For this team, when Kawhi Leonard's out there, Adam, because they're already such a good squad. I mean, you now look at them 7 games above 500. We are at game 41, which means the Clippers are on pace, Adam, to finish the season as it stands right now, 48 wins. If you win 24 more games the rest of the way. When this team was, Vegas said they would win 33. I mean,
was that Vegas or Bill Simmons? I can't remember.
I don't know. But for this Clipper team, just everyone in this building who wore a Clipper uniform, I think, believed in this team. You talked about it with Jovan Buha the other day about how there really hasn't been that national media attention from this team, which is something they might like. But after this dominant of a performance against the Lakers, I think a lot of people are going to start paying attention.
Yeah, it's time to take notice of what this Clippers team is doing. As you mentioned, we have reached the halfway point of the season, and the Clippers are 7 games above 500. This was the front end of a back-to-back, the start of 4 and 5, the start of 5 in 7 games, but it was a great start for Clipper Nation, this Clippers ball club, winning tonight in the fashion they did over the Lakers, 116 to 102 was your final, and we do it all over again tomorrow night against the Chicago Bulls right back here at Intuit Dome. You got a score update with those Bulls up
Do
in
I?
the Pacific Northwest? I hear it's a tough place to play and a tough place to fly to.
It might be a tough place to win.
Looks like Portland's on top, 111 to 100 with a minute 33 left. So be careful tomorrow night. You mess with the Bulls, you get the horns. They're going to be a very motivated ball club. Tip off here at Intuit Dome, 7:30. Your pregame show starting at 6:30. Carlo Jimenez, great call as always. Let's do it again tomorrow.
We get to do it again tomorrow, Adam?
We get to do it again tomorrow.
Let's go!
More post-game second half highlights from Carlo Jimenez coming up next after the Clippers beat their city rival now in the Los Angeles Lakers, 116 to 102 here at Intuit Dome. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Dude, I got a YouTube strike earlier. I guess for the music that was playing in the background. But I've done it the entire season here. The NBA removal request issued by the NBA. I'm being watched. What do you think? What? I should dispute this, right? Are they thinking it's because? Yeah. Because I've never got one. I know pregame you can hear the arena music. So what's changed?
Adam, I would just dispute it and say like you're the official Clippers pregame show. They probably think you're somebody trying to like stream the game.
Yeah, but we didn't.
I know.
I'm always like, aware of that.
Yeah. I would dispute it.
Chat, what do you think? F says, "Hi NBA, welcome to the Adams family." This must be redacted. Wiped from the record.
What are we talking about here?
Because of AI Adam, it's happening. View details. Now they're like, you need to do copyright training. I can select action. Okay.
Joey. Can you be here tomorrow? I'm here all week. Sweet. Also, I got an email from the Clippers, so I'm here tomorrow. Anyway. All right, I need you tomorrow.
Clippers victorious against the Lakers tonight. First game against the Lake Show this season. And, the curtains were drawn a little bit early as the Clippers led by as many as 26, and they go on to win here in the first Battle of Los Angeles from Intuit Dome, 116 to 102. Welcome back into your post-game show. I'm Adam Osland. Coming up, we got your final box score. We'll have Clippers talk for you. 866-987-2570. 866-987-2570 is the phone number. But right now, second half highlights. At the half, Clippers led 64 to 49. Kawhi Leonard, he had 11 points in his first 16 minutes in the first half. In the third quarter, he kept it rolling before his minutes were up. Kawhi Leonard, 8 points in the third quarter. Clippers got up to leading by 26. It was 92, though, to 77. Back to a 15-point lead heading into the fourth. And things got a little bit dicey. Was down to 11 points, but Big Zoo had a big ball game against one of the best bigs in the NBA and Anthony Davis and helped take the Clippers home. How about Ivica Zubac completely winning his matchup against Anthony Davis? Will the Zoo haters who are in shambles right now ever admit to this? I mean, I hear all the time, well, do it against good players. He just did it against AD. This is what he does. This is who Big Zoo is now. And the Clippers win 116 to 102 over the Lakers here at Intuit Dome. Coming up next, your final box score. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Yo, yo. They be hating. A YouTube strike. I want that stricken from the record. Muscala for Ivica Zubac. Magic Johnson's greatest assist, some say. No, Kawhi's not going to play tomorrow. You know when they need Kawhi? We need to beat Chi-Town tomorrow. We need Kawhi in the playoffs. How do you lose sight of this stuff, guys? Of course, don't expect Kawhi Leonard to play on back-to-backs. Are you kidding me? Have you seen how the last 4 years have ended? You want him for a game against Chicago in January? Or do you want him to be able to sustain good health throughout a playoff run? I don't know. Some people can't see the forest for the trees. Oh, yeah. You're right. Look, many have used the Magic's greatest assist joke. I've used it for years. Our guy Darian Vaziri has used it forever. Lakers are still renting, by the way. I know many Laker fans have no idea that they are second to the Kings in crypto. Like when they said Lakers, yeah. Clippers win 116 to 102 here at Intuit Dome in the first game between both Los Angeles NBA teams here at this arena. I'm Adam Osland. Welcome back into your Clippers postgame show. Coming up, we will have Clippers talk, 866-987-2570. Final box score, though, Clippers shoot 53% from the field. Lakers got up to 50% by the end of this one. They did get a little bit hot in the fourth quarter when they were down by as many as 26 in the third. Clippers 11 of 30 from three. That's 37%. It's just above their average. Lakers ended up 9 of 27 after they started hotter than that from distance. The law of averages eventually took effect. But the numbers we talked about earlier and highlighted, Lakers was 17 turnovers. Clippers turned that into 21 points. We told you in the preview coming into this game, the Clippers are the second best team when it comes to converting points off of turnovers at 21 per game. They got 21 on the dot tonight against the Lakers, who uncharacteristically had 4 more turnovers than they average, only 13 per game tonight. The Clippers had them dropping 17 turnovers And the Clippers got into transition. Fast break points, 13. The Lakers did end up with 15. Some of that was during inconsequential time. But it was the Clippers turning the ball over less, one of my keys to victory. They turned it over only 13 times. Lakers did turn that into 16 points. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back. More from this post-game box score. Clippers take down the Lakers here in their first battle of Los Angeles at Intuit Dome. Final score, your LA Clippers 116, the Lakers 102. I'm Adam Osland, live from Intuit Dome, and you're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network. Cool. Anybody calling? Anybody named Tyler calling? Yeah, La Murray already confirmed. Kawhi is out versus the Bulls. I mean, I didn't need to read that to know. Did you all really need to see that? Guy with chronic knee issues and hasn't been able to finish the last 4 years, and you want him to do a back-to-back in January when you're 7 games over 500 against a team from the East? Are you kidding? Unwise. Yep. Yeah, Chicago lost to the Blazers tonight, guys. They have a chance against them. More than a chance. They'll probably be favored. Without Kawhi, they will be favored. T-Man didn't play tonight. I expect him to play tomorrow. Heavy minutes against Chicago. I'm not seeing the La Murray mass rest. Where is that? I'm at his Twitter account. I could have missed it. It says Kawhi is out versus the Bulls. That's it. Do you want me to screen share this with you to show that Himothy is maybe talking out of his tuchus? This is what it says. Kawhi out versus Bulls. Where is he saying mass rest? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised by that. And I think a lot of people figured when they saw the injury report yesterday that those guys are going to be resting at some point. I just showed it to you. So, Himothy, you better bring something else. People in here, are they trading Terrence Mann? We've talked about this all season. Clippers win 116-102 over the Los Angeles Lakers here at Intuit Dome. Welcome back in as your Clippers are now 24-17 on the season. This was the front end of a back-to-back. Tomorrow night, they are taking on the Chicago Bulls right back here at the Dome. Final box scores, we're going through it. Clippers ended up getting a 21-19 game on 9 of 16 shooting with 3 blocks from Ivica Zubac. Completely outplayed Anthony Davis, who was 5 of 14 and had 16 and 10. It's not hyperbole. I told you coming into this game, Zoo has been good against Anthony Davis overall in his career. AD hasn't had a ton of explosive games against the Clippers. That is part of the reason that they have dominated this matchup against the Lakers, where they have now won 37. It was 37 of the last 47. So now 38 of the last 48 games between these two, going back to the 2012-2013 season. Complete domination by your Los Angeles Clippers and domination by Ivica Zubac tonight. But last season he averaged 15 and 14 against the Lakers. So I'm not shocked by this. He was my player to watch for a reason. Y'all know that. Norman Powell had some key buckets in the fourth. 22 points for him. James Harden also, huge three-pointer that probably was the eventual dagger. He had 21, 7 of 19 shooting, but 4 of 9 from the outside and 12 assists to 5 turnovers. Thought KPJ had a really nice moment early in the second quarter where he had all of his 8 points in that period. Gave them some good minutes too. And then Derrick Jones Jr. also knocking down a three-pointer in the fourth quarter. And as we talked about during the broadcast, the Clippers come at you in waves with defenders they can throw at you. Chris Dunn only played 12 minutes tonight. Terrence Mann didn't play. Expect those guys to play heavier minutes tomorrow when the Clippers are taking on the Chicago Bulls. Tip off here at Intuit Dome, 7:30. Your pregame show starting at 6:30 outside of Los Angeles. We're leaving you until then. But up next, here on AM 570 LA Sports, we have Clippers talk. Hey, Thomas with the breaking news here, guys. No Kawhi tomorrow on the back-to-back. Crazy. I totally thought he was playing. Coffee was awesome tonight. You're right. I need to highlight that. So you guys were saying Law Murray made the comment earlier. I mean, many of us made it before the game started tonight. It's not news. Did you see the injury report yesterday? They have some guys dinged up. This was the more important game against a Western Conference foe, against a team right behind you in the standings. They went all out for it. James Harden, guys, played just over 40 minutes. His season high in minutes is 40 minutes and 41 seconds. That was against Golden State on November 18th. We'll see if James Harden plays. Clippers' largest lead, 90-64, with 3:40 left to go in the third quarter after an Amir Coffey jump shot. Then the Lakers went on that 13-2 run, took it down to 15 by the time the fourth quarter started. Clippers were not out of the woods yet. Remember, the Lakers came back down 21 against them last season. Special Clippers talk tonight, guys. Special guest for the entire show, Carlo Jimenez. I got him chained to his chair. He ain't going nowhere. Zip tied, actually.
That's to be determined.
Daniel West, what time we going till?
Midnight. Dang it.
Special Clippers talk. Hey, you beat the Lakers?
What time?
You get Carlo Jimenez post game too.
Shout out Joey Kimball, our stats guy.
Shout out Big
Dog.
Joe.
Dog, big bro. Shout out Big Bro.
He's all right too.
Adam Awesome.
Clippers win game one of this season's edition in the Battle of Los Angeles here at Intuit Dome for the first time. They beat the Lakers 116-102 in their new setting, in their new home, and really their first home. I'm Adam Oslin. Welcome into a special edition of Clippers Talk, taking you up until the bottom of next hour. Coming up, we'll get to your phone calls, 866-987-2570. And if you're watching on the YouTube side at Clippers Talk, we got you in the chat. And if you're watching, well, spoiler alert was already made, because Carlo Jimenez is with us for the next 45 minutes here. Your radio voice of the Clippers. Carlo, we didn't get you enough tonight. I needed more.
I know, I'm sorry.
Give me some more.
This is my makeup for
Busta
leaving
Rhymes.
you hanging pregame.
Oh, I'm not here to talk about that. Who was your player to watch, by the way? I had Ivica Zubac.
Oh, you did? You did?
Big Bro knows it too. He's bad.
Did you hear that?
Big Bro wanted Big Zoo, but I did I not call him out first? I did.
Man,
And boy, was he.
I don't know about all that, man. I don't know about all that.
Are we still going back and forth after the last game, too?
I'm just kidding.
Between
Big
Norm and
Zoo,
Terrence
man.
Mann. Ivica Zubac is one of the main storylines coming out of this ball game with how effective he was against Anthony Davis. You've watched the show.
I mean,
You know what people say. Sometimes people come in here. There's this guy named Quentin, I think. He said, Ivica Zubac just dunks the basketball. That's all he can do. When he's one of the more skilled players, big men in the modern NBA.
Wait a second. The guy who leads the NBA and made hook shots just dunks the basketball?
That's what Quentin told me.
Quinn needs to watch more basketball, man.
I feel like you just called him a casual.
I mean, look at the stats, my guy. Look at the stats.
Well, he's also said he doesn't show up against elite defenders, against other good bigs. I feel like Anthony Davis qualifies as that.
No, Adam, you're right, because there are no other good bigs in the NBA. That's the only way that statement makes sense. Yeah, no, I mean, Anthony Davis qualifies. Let's think about this, everyone. Ivica Zubac has 2 20.19 rebound games against Jaren Jackson Jr. and Anthony Davis, okay? Those are top 5 NBA bigs. Thank you.
He rests his case. Carlo's on the case, and now he rests it. Clippers win tonight. Big over the Lakers. You know, in that second half, things did get a little bit dicey for a second just because the circumstances. When the other team knows Kawhi Leonard's not coming back into this ball game, and we have a chance to make inroads before the third quarter is over, where the Clippers led by as many as 26, but that 13-2 run by the Lakers and the confidence they could probably draw from after the game last season when they came back down 21 in the fourth quarter, it felt like it wasn't over till it was over, and maybe that right wing 3 from James Harden finally in the fourth quarter ended things.
Yeah, this Clipper team, I mean, they allowed it to get a little close down the stretch. But what's impressive is, Adam, they never broke in this game. They bent. It was 11 points multiple times in the fourth quarter. Clippers never allowed it to get any closer, and they played their brand of basketball. I think the most impressive part about this, Adam, is the Clippers just enforce their will. I mean, every single aspect of the game. They dominated the rebounding board. They dominated the turnover battle. They were able to not allow the Lakers to have this drastic difference at the free throw line. You talked about it on your preview, but the Lakers average about +5 from the free throw line every night. Only +5 tonight. You'll take that if you're this Clipper team. They checked every box in this game. Now, tomorrow night against Chicago, when James Harden plays 40, Norm plays 37, Zoo plays 35, is that going to be a tough game, especially when you have the Celtics and the Wizards one day after that? After Ty Lue, there's been conversation around about this coaching staff, Adam, and we might have to do some digging. I thought, and half this coaching staff believes, they banned 4 games in 5 nights. I thought that wasn't a thing anymore.
I mean, I tried to ban it. I didn't know they were trying to as well. I tried to ban 5 and 7s too, but that's happening now also.
There's a heated debate among the coaching staff about the ability to play five.
Wow. Well, this is intel. This is a scoop from Carlo Jimenez.
I guess so. I mean, I'm just trying to figure out too, to be honest with you. I did not know you could play. I knew you could play 5 and 7, right? Because you play 2 games, day off, 2 games. That makes sense. 4 and 5 though.
And we have had situations once this season, once last season, where the Clippers have played 2 games and started the second one less than 24 hours after the first one.
We've had that.
We thought that was illegal.
Yeah, it turns out 22 hours is the minimum amount of time in between games.
Yeah.
So if they played that game at 12:45, you couldn't do it.
I felt like Brian Seaman gave us the misinformation there, though. I'm not trying to hate. Oh, is Brian still here? Oh, no, he's not.
No, he's not. Oh, shoot.
All right, Clippers win over the Lakers. Big here at Intuit Dome, 116-102. You talk about Kawhi Leonard being out of that game down the stretch. We knew it coming into the ball game. He'd be at about 24 minutes, and the Clippers having to make big shots late in the ball game. Some of them, and a lot of them did come with Ivica Zubac back out there on the floor. But that little hook shot that he got over Jackson Hayes when the double came late on the left block out of the timeout, that was a big moment. And then he had the big defense on Anthony Davis on that fall away, gets the rebound. I mean, he was doing it all. He wasn't just getting the stop. Then he's closing out the possession, getting the board.
The comfortability that he shows when he has it in the block. You mentioned that and one. He was patient. He knew the double team was coming. He was able to use that double team to create contact and finish. But at the same time, Adam, the ball, and we've talked about this, 3 assists tonight for Big Zoo. Clippers are 11-1 this season when he has 4 or more. I mean, he's also moving the basketball for this team. It was a very impressive showing from Ivica Zubac and his ability to be able to take over a game in which you didn't realize he was taking over until you looked at the box score. Right? I mean, if you watch this game, you're thinking, wow, Zoo's having a good game. But nobody's like, 21 and 19. He just dominated. I felt like a lot of those rebounds too, late in the game, offensive rebounds. The Clippers do have, and Mo Bamba, I was reading Twitter a little bit. Mo Bamba, when Zoo was getting interviewed by Lauren Rosen postgame, said top 5 center, top 5 center. I think that's a real conversation. This is somebody who's 6th in the league in field goal percentage. He's top 5 in offensive and defensive rebounding. He's averaging 15 points and 12 rebounds. This is a player who checks every box when you think about his ability to be a top 5 player. He's top 5 in the categories that would make you a great center, Adam. And there needs to be real. I know we're pushing Norman Powell for All-Star, and it's a lot tougher at a big man spot to be an All-Star because the league is so guard heavy and guards often put up these ridiculous numbers. But Ivica Zubac, if he's not on an All NBA team, I think there's a real conversation. If he continues to play like this, there needs to be a real conversation because this is a guy top 5 in every major category. He needs to be top 5 in.
I mean, his defense has been criminally underrated for years. All you have to do is look at rim protection or defense within 6 feet of the rim, what guys shoot there. He's top 5 every season.
Every
I
year.
believe last year, did he end up number 1 in rim protection?
On guys who guarded over 200 shots, there was no better protector from the rim to 5 feet than Ivica Zubac.
And it's something where that's how you can have a good defense in today's NBA. You have to have that anchor.
Yeah.
You have to have that guy who's good at being the backbone, good at being the rim protector and protecting the moat, as we often say. And the Clippers have an elite one. So he's already been great in this area. He has been an established elite rim protector going back 5+ years now with this Clippers team. You can check the data on that, and you can check just how important it is to have one of those guys. But now he's being featured more.
Yeah.
He's a bigger part of the offense. People are starting to see the skill set, the well-rounded game he has in the offensive end. It is far from just dunks out there. Ivica Zubac, maybe tonight in a game against Anthony Davis, where he absolutely crushed his competition at that position, maybe this will give him a little bit more recognition.
Can you imagine? Can you believe, Adam, that when they signed Zoo to that 3-year, $56 million deal, some people said it was an overpay? Can you? Can that even? I mean, I can't even comprehend with the way he's playing that could be a legitimate thing people could say.
He's already outperforming the extension that hasn't kicked in yet.
I mean, the guy's unbelievable. He's unbelievable. And I think you brought up a great point talking about having that back line of defense, because how many times, I mean, even when I was researching the Lakers, something Dorian Finney-Smith said about getting excited to join the Lakers is you have a guy like Anthony Davis where you can gamble more on the outside. We've heard that from people who play with Wemby in San Antonio, that I could reach, I could play up all the time. And it allows guys like Derrick Jones Jr. and Chris Dunn and Kawhi Leonard to excel at such an elite level on the defensive end because they know we have help. And if you want to just think about, well, what does it look like when you don't have help? Norman Powell got 3 layups when Jackson Hayes was in the game. I mean, he got to the rim with no resistance. When you do not have that rim protector out there, it completely changes the way you have to play defense. And the Clippers have that rim protector in Ivica Zubac. 4 blocks today for the big man.
It's one of the reasons the Lakers struggle so much on that end. Now you can say, well, Anthony Davis is their rim protector, and he can be at times. But teams try to pull him away from the basket because he's so athletic and has that switchability. Sometimes he's on guards. He's pulled out to the perimeter multiple times in this game. Basically, anytime they weren't doubling Kawhi Leonard, the Lakers, that meant Anthony Davis was on him instead. So Kawhi's pulling him out to the mid-range, pulling him out to the perimeter. He can't protect the rim when he's out there. That is a strategy teams have been using against the Lakers since they lost JaVale McGee, since they lost Dwight Howard, since they lost Marc Gasol. They haven't been able to replace those guys, and you see the value in somebody like that with Ivica Zubac out there today for the Clippers, and Jackson Hayes just not being that guy. That's not one of his strengths, protecting the rim. You mentioned it, Norm Powell going right at him. But somebody else said in here, God, if Zoo could just shoot. Well, first of all, we don't know he can't. We know this, though. Last season, from 5 to 9 feet out, he led the league in field goal percentage. He was better there than Nikola Jokic. So the float game, the push shot game, the little runners from Ivica Zubac, I mean, those are very skilled shots where you have to have touch.
It is. I mean, his ability, Adam, we interviewed him in Charlotte. I'll never forget. Ask him about, so you get to that right hand, and he cut me off, and he goes, "Yeah, that's money. You got me. They're not guarding me. Right hand hook shot. That's the first shot he learned, and he has been absolutely effective and automatic for this Clipper team when he gets the right hand hook shot. His ability to be a threat in the entire paint, I think, is where you see that be effective. I mean, he's shooting right-handed floaters from the dotted hash, and that is money every single time he gets to that area. You talked about him being a great defender, but I also want to bring up how it's kind of a symbiotic relationship because the Clippers, you mentioned how AD's always switching onto the double team. And the Clippers don't really have to double with Zoo because they have such good on-ball defenders, right? Chris Dunn and Derrick Jones Jr. fight over screens. So you don't see Zubac in that same precarious situation where he's out on the guard. I mean, how often have we seen that this season? Not much, if at all, have we seen Ivica Zubac isolated on a guard. And when we have, we saw it today. I thought he's done a pretty good job one-on-one on the outside for this Clipper team. It just continues to shine. You have to give all the credit in the world to one Lawrence Frank for saying, hey, that other team in LA has a big man they're just going to give to us. Yeah, we'll take him. We'll take him.
So how much credit to Magic?
Then we give a little credit to Magic. Thank you, Magic. And then also the Clippers staff are just developing Ivica Zubac into the absolute monster that he is right now for the Clippers. And just so good. You get 21-19 from your big man. Adam, it makes you think, like, when you compare, I know DeAndre Jordan had this long, illustrious career, but when you compare those guys, two amazing bigs for the Clippers in the last 20 years to center their defense. And Ivica Zubac is slowly inching towards the level of legendary status that DeAndre had with the Clippers.
Well, we have a moment. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification here on AM 570 LA Sports. Clippers take down the Lakers in their first matchup at Intuit Dome, 116-102. Pat yourself on the back, Clipper Nation. You showed up. You were loud tonight. We all felt like it was 70-30. Yep. Clippers fans to Lakers fans in a Lakers city with their history. That was impressive. The movement is working. The Intuit Dome is working.
Yeah.
Everything that Steve Ballmer has had the vision for is happening right now. I was a little bit shocked that there weren't more Lakers fans in the building tonight, but I was pleasantly surprised as well.
Hey, I mean, shout out the Clippers for building a 26-point lead. You really never heard them if they were in the building till late in that game. It was fun, Adam. It was really, really fun. Adam, I do have to leave you for 10 minutes, but I will be back before the end of the show.
Okay, there's the tease.
I promise. I will be back.
We'll take a quick timeout. We'll get to your phone calls, 866-987-2570, 866-987-2570, with you till the bottom of the hour as the Clippers win 116-102 over the Lakers. Hey, does anybody have what the biggest point disparity, what the biggest point differential is over 3 games now? Because the Clippers just went plus 102 over their last 3 ball games. What's the record for that? I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to AM 570 LA Sports. What up, Clipper Nation? The whole mass rest thing, guys, many of us came into this game thinking like, yeah, they're going to chase the game against the Lakers. And then when we saw the injury report last night with all those guys being questionable, it makes sense that if you're going to survive this 4-5, that coaches didn't think could happen anymore, according to Carlo Jimenez. Yeah, you're going to rest guys. It ain't just going to be Kawhi. Because you go all out and play everybody heavy minutes right now, the schedule is unforgiving. It's not going anywhere. It's not just these back-to-backs. March, there's 16, 17 games. I think it's 16 now after the rescheduling. But I'm telling you, this is called strategy. You only have so much in the tank. You can't always be revving the engine up. Guys could need some rest. Anybody else playing a 5-7 next 2 weeks? Is Tyler going to call in? Doubtful. Doubtful. Is it on the right number? All right. I don't think it was. I don't know. Jerry West is a big voice in the room, one of the biggest ever. But he might be right. Clippers win round 1 against the Lakers in the 2024-2025 season. They reached the midway point in style. They're 7 games above 500 after they take down the Lake Show 116-102 here at Intuit Dome in their first game ever played here in the Clippers' new arena, and really their first. Clippers are 24-17. Lakers dropped to 22-18. We'll update you on the standings coming up here. But I know Clipper Nation is excited after this one. And there's excitement growing because of how good Kawhi Leonard has looked so far. And he has. I didn't expect him to look this good this quickly. I did preface his return coming back from this injury versus the ACL in telling everyone it's just swelling. There's no structural damage. So they get the swelling down. He should be able to move the same way he did last season. So Kawhi starts off the game on LeBron, who he guarded multiple possessions. I don't know what the matchup data said, but he was ISO'd on LeBron good 6, 7, 8 times. And he created a steal right away as the Lakers were going for a pocket pass. But he missed the 3 on the right wing. Then Kawhi did lose LeBron at the 640 mark, who hit a 3-pointer. He hit some tough ones, too. The Lakers started off fast from 3. I want to say they were 4 of 8. Then Kawhi has a fadeaway over AD at the 5-minute mark of the first. Second quarter, Kawhi drops Austin Reeves and hit a fadeaway on the far side. Then at the 4:30 mark, had a one-handed scoop layup with the right hand off an inbounds pass from James Harden. And then a spinning layup that was tough on the left block. Went around his defender. I think it was Gabe Vincent on him, too small. And Kawhi definitely made him look small on that play. So those were his 11 points in the first half. But he has 8 more in the third quarter. And they really used up all the Kawhi powers in the minutes that he was given tonight before he was leaving the game. You knew he was going to be out around 24 minutes. Coach Lou told us pregame that his minutes haven't been extended yet. But the layup he caught between the pass he caught from James Harden for the layup between multiple defenders right underneath the basket, and that pass caught the Lakers by surprise that James Harden was able to make that. But that was a really beautiful exchange between Uno Dos. And James Harden, of course, he can do that all day. Then Kawhi hit a mid-range over Reeves. Then a floater over a double team to put him up 81-62. And then a fadeaway, his final bucket, over Dorian Finney-Smith, who, if you remember, was with the Dallas Mavericks in that first-round series against the Clippers back in 2021. And Kawhi torched him in the game. He had 45 in the must-win situation in Dallas in Game 6. So Kawhi hits that fadeaway over DFS. It's 83-62. By the time he goes out of the ball game and hits his minute limit, it's 88-64. The Clippers are up by 24. Kawhi's out of the ball game. I took a deep breath, but I also said to myself, I've seen this Lakers team come back down 21 against the Clippers just last season. That happened. And it was nasty. And it was the worst loss to me of the 2-1-3 era in the regular season. Because a 21-point turnaround in a fourth quarter is an all-timer. And I knew they'd have some confidence still, the Lakers, in this game that they could come back because it's known to both teams. Kawhi's out for the rest of the game. They got the memo too. The Clippers were transparent about this. They weren't going to try to fool anybody. They said pregame, he's at the same minutes restriction, which against Brooklyn, it was 24. We expected 24. And the Lakers started to make a run near the end of that third quarter. After the Clippers got up by as many as 26, after an Amir Coffey jumper, that was at the 3:40 mark. It was 90-64 Clippers. They go on a 13-2 run on them. LeBron floater got to 20. Dalton to Hayes for a dunk. Dalton three-pointer. And it's 92-77 heading into the fourth quarter. And I really felt like this was too close for comfort, especially as the Lakers kept coming. They got it down to 11 multiple times in the fourth. But the Clippers were resilient and poised because some of the big shots they were able to hit, and a lot of that was with Ivica Zubac back in. As soon as he re-entered the game, I think it was a 13-point Clippers lead at 96-83. Norm missed a three-pointer that was a little bit forced off a pass from KPJ. LeBron misses a layup and putback. And Ivica Zubac comes in and LeBron misses a fadeaway and Zoo gets the rebound. Zubac immediately made an impact when he came back in. Now, 96-85, 11-point lead, multiple times it happened. There's a timeout called. And this is one of the biggest plays of the game and was telling to me in a big picture sense of how the Clippers feel about Ivica Zubac. Because you know me, I get frustrated. Nowadays, everybody don't want to talk. They got something to say, but it comes out when they move the lips, just a bunch of gibberish, and they forget about Zoo. I can't take it. And in a game like this where Kawhi's off the floor and Ivica Zubac is playing that well, you have to get him the basketball. And out of that timeout, Big Zoo got an and one on Jackson Hayes, who could not handle him. So that 11-point lead goes back up to 14 at 99-85. Huge play for the Clippers. Then Zoo gets the stop and the board on Anthony Davis, who couldn't hit the tough fall away over him. Zoo gets a jump ball with DFS that he lost somehow. But Davis misses another fall away over Ivica Zubac. Then Zoo gets no respect from the officials when he got hit in the head underneath. And I thought this was going to be troublesome for the Clippers. He can't get the foul call. But the Lakers are coming the other way with numbers, and Norman Powell gets the steal and finds James Harden for a right wing three to put them up 102-85. They're up 17. And I think that was the eventual kill shot when you look back at this game. That was at the 6:10 mark. Still 6 minutes left, but you're up 17. That should give you enough room for error, enough cushion out there. I think it did. But Ivica Zubac tonight, one of the stories. And for all the people that have been telling me for years, Ivica Zubac isn't that good. Some of y'all said Kai Jones was going to start over him this season. He just dominated Anthony Davis. He dominated Triple J and Zach Edey recently. I don't know what more you need to see to know that Ivica Zubac, yes, is in the discussion. Top 5 center. Mo Bamba was cheerleading for him in the locker room afterwards. I mean, I've been telling you how important Ivica Zubac was. No, I never said he is as important as Kawhi. But his defense, they aren't nearly this good, a top 2 defense in the league without him. And I've known that he's been this good on the offensive end and just hasn't gotten the opportunity. I told you back in 2021, he's a long-lost Gasol brother. He is skilled on offense. He can do a lot of that Marc Gasol stuff. He can finish with both hands. I'm proud of Big Zoo tonight. I'm proud of this Clippers team. Not just holding on, but running through and finishing through the tape late. Yes, Carl Tart did get an Ivica Zubac jersey, to my knowledge. That's how good Big Zoo has been this season. Clippers win 116-102 over the Lakers. Quick timeout. We'll come back. I'm looking for post-game quotes from Coach Lou and the players after the Clippers improved to 7 games above 500, get a win against a team in the Western Conference, get a win against a team right behind them. And oh, yeah, that team happened to be the Los Angeles Lakers, cherry on top. And oh, yeah, it was the first battle of Los Angeles here at Intuit Dome. You knew what would have happened if the Lakers won tonight in the first game here at Intuit Dome between these two teams. Lakers fans, Tyler would have called in, "We own you at Intuit Dome. We own the dome." That's what they would have said. Clippers weren't having it. I'm Adam Osland, and you're listening to AM 570 LA Sports. Thank you. Guys, Zoo is him. It's good to be on the right side of history with the beats of Zubas. You can't catch the ball. People that hold his first year as a Clipper against him when he had broken hands and was playing through it and had trouble holding on to the basketball, they still hold on to it. Like anytime he misplays a basketball now, they act like he has 5 turnovers per game, which doesn't happen. It's all overblown. It's never been true. It's always been a lazy narrative. Zoo actually has good hands for a big man. Zoo is dunking on all you. It ain't just the opponents. It's the Zoo haters and that faction of Clippers fans that have been saying for a long time, you know who we are. Ivica Zubac isn't that good. Average. Bottom 10 center. Oh, he's soft. All this stuff. All this stuff. Forget all that. Forget all that. All Zoo needed was a bigger opportunity. This stuff, he's been skilled on the offensive end, guys, like this forever. He's talked about this recently. Defensively, he's gotten better in the NBA. Offensively, he's had moves for a long time. Believe that. Clippers beat the Lakers here at Intuit Dome. I was about to say they beat the Lakers again, but different setting, different venue, a much more beautiful atmosphere for a win over the Lakers, I would say, here at Intuit Dome. Final score 116 to 102. They have won 38 of the last 48 games against the Los Angeles Lakers going back to the 2012-2013 season. No, I didn't make that up. Check it for yourself. That's real. So's this. Post-game, as Carlo Jimenez rejoins the show, Anthony Davis had this to say about Ivica Zubac. Quote, "He's worked on his post-game, that jump hook. He's always been a good screener, good roller, lob threat, offensive rebounder, good rim protector. He's developed his post-game where they're throwing it to him and he's finishing with his right hook. He's added that to his arsenal." Game recognizes game here, Carlo.
Yep. Come on now.
LeBron James showing James Harden some love post-game. Quote, "Simply just a great player who loves to play the game, plays at his own pace, has won every stop that he's been at. OKC, I played against him when he was super young, went off to Houston. We know what he did there. Went to Philly and played some great ball, and here playing great ball. He's just a guy who's a selfless guy. Go out there and just plays the game. He's been able to reinvent himself. At one point, he was giving guys 50-point triple-doubles, 60-point triple-doubles. He just plays the game the right way." LeBron James post-game there talking about James Harden. Really cool to see. My only concern, and I talked about this yesterday with Jovan, a loss like this for the Lakers to their crosstown rival could create a little bit more sense of urgency in the Lakers organization to go out and make a move now because they realize they just don't stack up.
Yeah.
not just against the Clippers, but they're not an elite team in the Western Conference. They know Kawhi's on a minutes restriction. They know this Clippers team has only had him for 5 games so
Yeah.
far, and they're still ahead of them in the standings. They're just a cut above where the Lakers are at. I expect them to make a move sometime in the next couple weeks.
I don't think I'd be surprised. We know the Lakers organization, Adam. If there's anybody that's active around the trade deadline, it's always them. I'm really interested in those Daniel Gafford sweepstakes. If those rumors are true that Dallas is shopping Gafford for a wing defender, definitely see somebody like Finney Smith maybe getting offered up. But the backup big spot, and we've talked about this 1,000 times, is probably one of the most coveted positions in the NBA. There are not a lot of teams who have 2 good big men. Would not be surprised if we see the Lakers make a run at Gafford.
Yeah, I would hope Mark Cuban would not make a trade like that with the Los Angeles Lakers, considering their history, but
Let's hope so.
they give up the right player. Kawhi Leonard, post-game, on reaching 14,000 points in his career. One of the more interesting careers, 50 years from now, people are going to look back and be like, it's hard to assess just where he stacks up in NBA history
Yeah.
because of the injuries derailing so many great moments in seasons for Kawhi. But I always say, I don't know if there's 10 players better in NBA history that I'd take over him in a 7-game series when the stakes are at their highest than Kawhi.
Yeah, there are, I don't think, Adam, more than 2 other players who've won Finals MVP with 2 different teams. You want to talk about, and one of them we just watched. So you want to talk about somebody who is just at another level. And I think what I hope people remember, and I hope we get to see this season, is playoff Kawhi, because there are levels to Kawhi Leonard. And when he made that run in Toronto, I mean, his backpack was so big, putting that team on his back late. It was impressive.
It's like climbing Everest.
I mean, seriously, the way he carried them down the stretch, it felt like, and it feels like when he gets that mid range, Kawhi Leonard, similar to Thanos, is just inevitable. I mean, he's happening, and you're going to watch it happen, and that's it. So I hope, and I keep my fingers crossed, and I say my prayers, and I light my candles that we see Kawhi Leonard in a one more playoff run this season with the Clippers and an opportunity to really show and remind the world, similar to after that 2019 finals, where people were saying, is he the best player in the NBA? And that was the conversation, that he can still be at that level.
Kawhi Leonard had this to say post-game on reaching 14,000 points in his career. Quote, I'm not looking at that as a milestone. I'm more of a team guy and get the win, be the last team standing. But thank God for being able to get that opportunity. Most people don't. I take every opportunity and blessing and don't take it for granted. Pretty cool comment there from Kawhi. This is somebody that's been through so much. Here he is on how he feels. Quote, I'm happy with the progress. I'm coming out the games feeling great. Still got work to do, and we're going to keep taking each step.
How, when you think about the Clippers right now, I mean, how much of it is a luxury, Adam, that we can, there's just no need to rush this, like, at all. They're winning games with it playing 24 minutes a night, right? I mean, we're not looking, I think if maybe things go the other way tonight, you're wondering, man, maybe if you structure Kawhi's minutes a little different, they come out with the win. But they've won 4 in a row. They're 4-1 in the games he's played. There's just no reason. I think it's just such an added luxury for this team that, when they're going back and the medical staff is talking about it, no one on the coaching side is saying, look, we need this guy back now.
Yeah.
Because they're winning games now. And I think having those 2 things in tandem really creates a scenario where Kawhi Leonard, as he's talked about, is on his own timeline when it's coming to this. And the Clippers have done a fantastic job. Credit Ty Lue for prioritizing his minutes, for burning timeouts when it's time to pull him out of the game. I mean, they have made this such a Kawhi-centered experience, and they're winning games, which, I mean, those 2 things. One player is playing preseason minutes. The other guys are playing minutes at the 40-game mark, and they're winning games.
Yeah, it hasn't disrupted the flow, what they've had going at all. He only adds to their strengths.
Yeah.
He strengthens strengths and weaknesses. He's a very special and unique type of superstar. Quick timeout. We'll come back, close things out with Carlo Jimenez here at Intuit Dome after the Clippers take down the Lakers for the first time this season, for the first time In a game here at Intuit Dome, there was a showdown in a battle for Los Angeles, and your LA Clippers win by 14, led by as many as 26. You're listening to the Los Angeles Clippers Audio Network and AM 570 LA Sports. How we feeling, Clipper Nation? Is this a video or?
Yeah, it's a video. Dude, today was crazy. What a day.
Tell the chat.
Chat, today I got here and I had a meeting and then I had to present to a sponsorship group and then I did a 40-minute interview and then I called the game and then I did post game and then I did another interview. But I love it. You know what they always say, Adam? What's better than a packed day? Nothing. I mean, nothing. What's better than hitting that pillow and saying, I did it all.
Left it all out there, Carlo.
I squeezed the orange, man. I mean, we did it, chat. We did it. You know what you gotta do, Adam? You gotta ask Jovan what camera and mic he uses.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I thought I was watching him in 4K.
He does have the best camera. He does. I haven't thinking about that.
The people, if they see you in 4K, I mean, you might have to mute some people for just asking you for your phone number too many times.
Timeouts all over the place.
Timeouts.
I do, yeah. I'm just running this off my webcam. I need something that I can take with me no matter where I do it that brings that type of quality. That would be worth investing in.
Yeah.
Like I could probably hook up a higher res
you definitely can.
webcam, but then it's going to take up one of my slots.
Well, you can buy something that
expands USB slots.
Yeah.
This is just a lowly Google Chromebook.
Shout out Google Chrome.
Clippers win over the Lakers 116-102 here at Intuit Dome. Some will say best victory of the season considering the opponent. Kawhi Leonard in Game 5 goes for a season high of 4 assists, but 19 points and helped the Clippers get up by 26. And in the same way that the Clippers have this luxury right now of not trying to force things with Kawhi, they can end up winning a ball game where he doesn't play for the last 18 minutes against a team like the Los Angeles Lakers that they're still 22-18. They're 4 games above 500. This is not some, 2015, 2016 Lakers team when they were winning 25 games per season.
Yeah.
This is a team that at times has looked like one of the better teams in the West.
Yeah.
And the Clippers dismantled them playing a Clippers brand of basketball.
The Clippers just their ability to play to their strengths tonight, to be able to make sure that they could dominate every single aspect of this game. And then also, Adam, just never give up the lead. I mean, at all tonight. The Lakers led by 2 early in that first quarter on a LeBron 3. I believe they made it 5-2, and that was literally it. I mean, the Clippers dominated today, and it just shows that, this is a team, Adam, it does not need to score 120 points to win. And they are top 6 in the NBA when it comes to scoring 100 points and their record. They are 22 now and 9 on the season, 6th in the NBA in winning percentage when they score 100 or more. I know, I'm going to say it, we might have to bring back Lawler's Law. We might have to. We might. I mean,
some people in the chat have been asking for it.
I mean, at this point, guys, if you're 22 and 9 when you score, if it gets to first, I think we should bring it back. I think if you're the best team in the NBA when you score 100 points, I don't think the Cavaliers will ever give that up. But I'm just saying.
Homage to the great Ralph Lawler.
Yes, sir.
Lawler's Law still in effect here in 2025, of course. So the Clippers are at the midway point of the season, Carlo. And if I had told you that even with an offensive rating of 22nd, they would be 24-17, maybe your follow-up question would be, well, what are they on the defensive end? And they're second, only to the OKC Thunder. Second in defense, and they've had Kawhi Leonard for 5 games.
I mean, Adam, pull the tape. But I said on one of these preseason Clipper Talk episodes
Ooh,
that
the one in Hawaii?
maybe I felt like the Clippers mimicked Minnesota the way they built this team. And when you think about the Timberwolves last year, they were 17th offensively, first defensively. Clippers second. I mean, a little bit of a difference, but Kawhi Leonard has not played yet. So we have not seen this team at their complete powers. And I think as we saw in that second and third quarter, Adam, when Kawhi Leonard's on the floor, the offense is humming because sometimes it's just Kawhi Leonard and that's enough. They don't need anybody else. So I think for this Clipper team, that offensive rating is going to hike. But back to your original question about them being 22nd offensively, there's a Clipper team that they would probably tell you, look, our standards are a little higher than 22nd. But with the focus they have brought defensively throughout the season, I mean, it is fun to watch this group because defense travels for them and their ability to just shut another team down. The old adage rings true. Defense wins championships. It does. It does in today's NBA. And the Clippers have a top 5 defense.
And it wins the Battle of Los Angeles, where the Clippers create a little bit more distance between them and the Lakers. They're now a game and a half up on them. Clippers still in the 5 spot, and they are a game and a half back of the Denver Nuggets, who are in the 4 spot. But currently, because of conference record, the Denver Nuggets will have the tiebreaker against the Clippers. They're 16-11 against the West. The Clippers 16-16, but they've won 4 in a row. They have a real shot to be a top 4 seed at the midway point of the season. Like, they're within striking distance. Well, like, if you had told me they'd be 5 with only 5 games from Kawhi Leonard, I would have said, get out of here.
Yeah.
The Elaine Bennis push.
What were we talking about? We were saying, well, a 6 seed, I think, is a reasonable
I thought
goal.
that was like
That's
top end.
Yeah, that's a goal for the
best
team.
Case scenario.
They have a real possibility to be a top 4 seed. They have a real possibility. And they could, I mean, they were only, Adam, the difference from this point last year is 3 games. They're 27-14 at the midway point last year.
Wow. It is.
And you think about those first 4 games they lost here at Intuit Dome, all probably winnable contests now. If Kawhi, and it's a big if, but it looks good right now, if Kawhi Leonard can be the Kawhi Leonard of last year for the 66 games that he was Kawhi Leonard, no one wants to see this Clipper team in a first-round series. Absolutely no one.
Quickly before we get out of here, Jose in Southgate, if he's still there.
Jose.
You know what to do. Let's go, Clippers. They win 116-102 in their first ever matchup against the Lakers here in their new home at Intuit Dome. Before we get out of here, I do want to thank your Los Angeles Clippers organization, Steve Ballmer, for creating this atmosphere and this home court advantage. Of course, the great Ralph Lawler, Brian Seaman, Noah Eagle, Carlo Jimenez on the call, Big Brother Jake Warner, our head engineer here at Intuit Dome. We have our guy, Daniel West, back in Burbank, our producer. Thanks to the chatters. Thanks to the listeners. Until tomorrow, right back here at 6:30 with the pregame show. Clippers taking on the Chicago Bulls. I'm Adam Oslin. We'll talk to you then.
Bring on the Bulls.